threat halts a flight from San Diego to Honolulu. Hear from a passenger on board.
No bail for one of the accused smugglers in that tragic Ponga boat incident off of Del Mar.
The number of homeless people has dropped in the city of San Diego and also across the region. What a new report reveals and why this is happening.
Federal officials flush away delays on a long-awaited sewage treatment plant upgrade.
More than a year after the Oceanside Pier fire, the end is still off limits and the rebuild could take another 2 years. We have reaction.
Tom Weller rescued 10,000 stranded motorists, and now the highwayman himself needs your help. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
A bomb threat stops a packed flight from San Diego to Honolulu, and tonight a federal investigation is underway. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Steve Price. In tonight from Marcella Lee. Nothing suspicious was found on that plane, but as CBS 8's Shannon Handy reports, the bomb threat did scare passengers on board.
This was both a frustrating and scary experience for passengers. There were almost 300 people on that plane. So imagine being one of them, excited to go to Hawaii, only for the plane to stop just seconds after it left because of a bomb scare. Cell phone video shows a man in handcuffs being escorted off a Hawaiian Airlines plane this morning that had just left San Diego headed for Honolulu. Everyone else on board stayed relatively quiet, many confused about what was going on.
We pushed back from the gate and we were ready to take off, but then we got an announcement overhead that there was they called it like a non-security threat.
The passenger who took this video wanted to remain anonymous. By phone, she told me she never heard any commotion, explaining after that announcement was made, the plane stopped and passengers were told to stay seated. That's when law enforcement came onto the plane. After waiting for about an hour, all 293 passengers were escorted off.
They announced that we were getting off the plane and the passengers were only allowed to bring their phones and their wallets, and we had to leave everything on the plane. Got off the plane, they shuttled us to a hangar somewhere on the runway, and we were there for like another 2 hours, just like waiting for an update.
According to Port of San Diego Harbor Police, it was a flight attendant who told the captain that a passenger said there was a bomb on board. Port of San Diego Harbor Police's Maritime Tactical Team, K-9 Team, Joint Terrorism Task Force, the San Diego Fire Department, and the FBI all responded to search the plane, including all the luggage, which was lined up on the tarmac for dogs to sniff. Nothing suspicious was found. The passenger I spoke with says as they waited, rumors swirled about what led up to the whole ordeal, telling me other passengers saw the man detained and his friend acting strangely.
They had 2 large black luggages with like a gold lock on it, and they were just like talking really weird. Like they were actually drunk too, like acting really drunk and really suspicious.
3 hours after it started, TSA determined it was safe for the plane to take off, but a handful of passengers decided to stay back.
They said it's fine, but some of us just don't think it's worth it. We're just thankful that we're safe.
Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
And some breaking news. We just got new information about the man arrested. He is 35-year-old John Stay. He's in the military, we're told. Authorities say he took a flight attendant, or rather told a flight attendant that the person sitting next to him had a bomb. He's now facing charges of making a false bomb threat.
All right, the calendar may say May, but San Diegans got a little taste of summer today, and guess what? It is going to get even hotter.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis here for a look at what we can expect this week. Carlene.
That's right, more heat. That's what we're locked into, at least through the middle of the week. And so we had daytime highs today that were above seasonal. Not talking about any alerts, but just warmer than usual for this time of the year. So we had those low 90s for Escondido, the same for Valley Center, as well as for Ramona and for Campo. You did have some 80s popping up, and that was for El Cajon as well as Fallbrook. You had 70s and 80s for the North County coastline. You had 77 degrees today for Oceanside, 80 degrees for Encinitas. We are still locked into the heat for tomorrow, so temperatures are still going to be in those low 90s, also talking about the upper 80s. Warmer than usual temperatures by about 10 to 15 degrees for this time of the year, and strong sunshine. That UV index is back in that very high range. So when you look at your highs for tomorrow, still looking at those low 90s for Valley Center and for Ramona. You have the 70s right there along the coastline, but those temperatures could actually be even warmer than what you're seeing right there for tomorrow and 104 for the desert. We'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast and some beat the heat tips coming up. Hey, Steve.
All right, thanks, Carlene. Remember, you can find an extended weather forecast on our streaming channel, CBS 8+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
There are warning signs posted at Torrey Pines State Beach tonight after a confirmed shark sighting. It was reported around 10:30 this morning near Lifeguard Tower 5. California State Parks officials say a shark bumped into a swimmer before swimming off. We're told the shark is believed to be between 7 and 8 feet long. Signs are posted and people are advised not to get into the water for the next 24 hours out of an abundance of caution. We are hearing from a Good Samaritan in Chula Vista tonight who helped arrest one of the suspected smugglers involved in that deadly Ponga boat incident in Del Mar. 3 people died and a 10-year-old girl is presumed dead.
CBS 8's David Gottfredson talked with the man who helped tackle one of the suspects and got video of the arrest.
We could see a gentleman running, and we didn't know what he was running from until we seen 2 other gentlemen coming after him.
Surveillance video shows Border Patrol and Homeland Security agents in a foot chase with a suspected smuggler on the evening of May 5th on Flower Street in Chula Vista.
So my nephew sprung into action real quick, tackled him, and I helped him to hold him down when these other 2 gentlemen came up, which were undercover police officers.
This neighbor did not want to be identified because the man arrested that night is accused of being involved 14 hours earlier in a deadly Ponga boat smuggling operation off Del Mar. The video shows 31-year-old Sergio Rojas Fragoso being led away in handcuffs.
They were looking for a little girl at the time, and that's what the police were really asking this guy.
The 10-year-old girl is still missing and presumed dead. Her 14-year-old brother died on the beach along with 2 other adult passengers on the boat.
It's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking, but in a way I am glad that my nephew did take that dangerous action to stop a criminal that was involved in a murder. To me, that's a murder, a senseless act of violence on people.
Rojas appeared in federal court today where he waived his right to a bail hearing and will remain in custody. He's accused of assisting the migrants who made it to shore and taking them to Chula Vista. Agents arrested 2 others that night on Flower Street and recovered 7 of the boat passengers, according to court records. The 2 alleged boat pilots are facing much more serious charges that could result in the death penalty. So of the 5 defendants charged in this incident, 4 remain in custody, including the 2 men accused of being the boat pilots. All of them will be back in court on June 3rd. At the federal courthouse, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
David, thank you. Right now, civil rights advocate Shane Harris is hosting a town hall concerning the city of San Diego's proposed changes to parking. Started just a few minutes ago, and it comes as the city council is considering several changes, including ending free parking on Sundays, charging past 6 p.m., and charging more during busier times, along with charging to park at our beaches and Balboa Park. If passed, these proposals could raise an estimated $100 million annually for the city as it works to balance a big budget shortfall. Also happening right now, people who live in Chula Vista are weighing in on the city's proposed $617 million budget. The public hearing is taking place during tonight's city council meeting, which started about an hour ago. The proposed budget includes funding to hire more public safety personnel for the new Bayfront Fire Station, expand staffing at Harborside Park, and address ongoing deferred maintenance needs. We'll keep you updated as that meeting continues.
The County Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a strengthened version of an unsafe camping ordinance today. The goal is to prevent wildfires caused by those encampments. Changes include banning the use of open fires or discarding lit cigarettes, prioritizing moving people out of high fire risk areas, and adopting a notification period for people who might be impacted. Law enforcement can only cite someone if the violation poses an imminent risk. A new report finds the number of people experiencing homelessness has dropped in the city of San Diego and across the region. But as CBS 8's Kelly Hessedall explains, the news isn't all good.
Numbers are down in San Diego, but what makes this report also stand out is that they're also down in cities across the region, including Carlsbad, Encinitas, and Chula Vista. There are fewer people experiencing homelessness in San Diego compared to a year ago. 14% fewer in the city and 7% fewer across the region. Specific populations are seeing a downward trend as well. A 26% drop in homeless veterans, a 19% drop in homeless families, and a 20% drop in homeless youth. Tamara Kohler is the CEO of the Regional Task Force on Homelessness.
The places we saw the greatest impact really match up with the areas where we have the greatest investment. So significant decrease in veteran homelessness, right? About 26% overall, which makes a big difference in our numbers.
The numbers are from the point-in-time count that happened back in January. The data shows a drop in homelessness in several cities across the county. But it's not all good news.
The Tuesday before Valentine's Day, I got laid off.
Adults aged 55 and up, like David Stotler, continue to struggle to get back on their feet. The new report shows a 5% increase in seniors experiencing homelessness for the first time.
I've been living out of the car for a couple years.
The 64-year-old Air Force veteran who worked for years as a teacher says he and his wife are trying to make ends meet. Melinda Forsty of Serving Seniors.
And particularly for the older adults that we serve, the average monthly income is about $1,200 a month. So if you crunch the numbers, even if they're able to find the most affordable housing for $900 or $1,000 a month, they're living off just a few dollars a day.
And she says the seniors they work with, nearly all are already homeless or on the brink of homelessness, just a medical bill or a rent payment away. Now, meanwhile, I should point out that there is one other population that there was also an increase, and that is people living in their cars. That was up by 7%, which experts say is very troubling. But overall, they say these numbers are encouraging. So we're just going to have to wait and see if this is a one-time thing or if it actually sticks. Kelly Hessedall, CBS 8.
Thank you, Kelly. The Menendez brothers now have to wait longer for their chance at freedom.
We'll explain still ahead, plus 2 years from 2 years to just 100 days. Federal officials clear a bureaucratic breakup to expedite efforts to addressing the ongoing South Bay sewage crisis.
And why rebuilding the fire-scarred Oceanside Pier won't start until next year. We'll have all that when we come back.